Well, good afternoon, folks. How are we doing? Right, so let me just flick over to Photoshop and yeah, let's begin. So I've actually, while I was just waiting for the stream to sort of start, I decided to do a bit of sketching a bit earlier and sort of sketching. Oh my word, how is that working? There we go. So we're going to be sketching like a little bit around this area. And I've started doing this, so it's going to be sort of perspective on this one in a way. And there's going to be lots of jungle, and we're sort of seeing this via... Let me just get a pen. We're going to be seeing this view from sort of... I don't know, it's more over this way, isn't it? It's like over that way. Yeah, so at the moment I'm just doing the sketchiest lines I can to sort of get this looking good. Good afternoon, JC. Yeah. Gotta get creative before I get deconstructive on Twitter. But no, I figured I was gonna get some... a little bit of streaming done before I head away. Off to Japan for 2 weeks, which is in 6 days. And I'm actually going to be taking like a book I've got, like a drawing pad with me. So if I ever get the chance in Japan to sketch storyboards, I know I'm going to have a lot of time on the planes, but to like sketch storyboards for the next few episodes of this, I'll be doing that. Because I have the episodes mapped out for the most part, and I just need to sort of storyboard them. Like this first episode, I've more or less been making up as I go along. There's a few instances of, you know, me storyboarding certain scenes and whatnot. Yeah, thanks, Tracy. Yeah, should be quite interesting. Going to the Studio Ghibli Museum or Studios, which I can't wait for that. And we may be hitting up Disney Sea and Universal if we can. We were sort of tossing up between Universal and Disney, and we decided to go with Disney Sea mainly because it's a unique park, and plus I've never been to a Disney park, so it'll be my first. Yeah, Ghibli. Studio Ghibli, my favourite film of theirs is The Wind Rises. It's amazing. And so I can't wait to sort of learn a bit more about all that. And I do like Laputa Castle in the Sky. Among a lot of Studio Ghibli films, actually. I think they're all really well done. There's one about like my neighbours, I can't remember what the name is now, Yamas or something. Because we got the box set of all their really early films, and there's one about a family. I forget the full title now, but that one I remember really liking. Earthsea, yeah, and Princess Mononoke. Princess Mononoke is a really cool movie. But they've been like heavily inspirational to this as well. So, okay, I'm thinking actually that, you know, the characters are going to be like walking up here. So this is more background stuff. I might actually just see about changing the perspective, just to see what that does. Yeah, that kind of pushes it further back. I kind of like that. If I like this. I think I even have... Wait, do I have it on this computer? I do. Jungle assets. Here we go. So I don't think, aside from the Petri dish frame, you haven't ever really seen the base of these trees, but they sort of just go into the marsh. Do not like this zoom tool. What have they done to that? Yeah, so the trees sort of just go into the marsh, but it's sort of a square, and then there's a big gate. So we need a fence. That's what we need. And there's a fence right there. So fence, there we go. Obviously, as I do this frame, it's gonna begin looking quite messy until I get later on into it. But it might start to look, with all the lines and everything, it's like I'm seeing when I'm like changing the size of stuff like this. Like I don't see the trees, I just see the fence. But it's like I see the image as a whole. It's like I've got to look past all the like messy crossover lines, because then I've got to rub out. Jurassic Collectible says, reminds me of the old Ewok Village playset. Yeah, so in my book I wrote a few years ago, I had people living in trees, and that was based off the idea of, one, I looked at a Christmas tree when I was younger and was like, I don't know what it would be like if all those lights in that tree were actually like buildings. And it was like a city built within the tree. And then, actually no, I did that wrong actually. And that was also based on the Ewok Village and some other things that I'd seen. Artwork and stuff. And so this, like, is inspired by the Ewok Village in turn, because this is sort of inspired by Through the Dark and the Dawn. These, like, walkways in the trees. Because the characters in this story, they don't go into the paddocks. It's not a tour. It's not like a, you know, it's not like Jurassic Park with the tour cars going around looking at the paddocks. They, you know, walk amongst the trees to stay out of harm's way, as it were. So this is just going to be rough, as I've mentioned, just for the time being. And plus, a lot of this is actually going to be obscured by trees, because I want to, because in this like frame here, you can see that like the walkways go off into the trees. So I was like, I'm going to have like loads of foliage around here, so a lot of this might actually end up being obscured, but always good to put it in the background. What do I need? Base assets, do I have that? No. Ooh, I need to send myself a file actually. Let's sort this out. Now I do have the, in true YouTube style, gigantic cup of tea. Today I'm drinking lemon and ginger. Right, let's just add a file here. Come on, upload. There we go. There we go. I'm just going to add in, there's a thing called base assets, which I made. There it be. Oh, that's not the... Oh, okay. Okay, so that's now uploading, and then I'll be able to download that via this. Once it appears. So something you might like, JC, if I download this. To get around the base, they have this, like, you can see on this frame here. We go down, there's like a little depot with like this little, I don't know, like electric golf cart thing. And this frame, obviously it's really small, so it's not detailed at all, it's like just in the background. But I actually did a frame where I painted it. Where are we looking? There we go. So it's like a it's like I took a golf buggy inspired by the Lost World. That's like what I came up with, and obviously the Jeeps from Jurassic Park with like the whole 2-colour scheme. And I know the red stripe on the Jeeps in Jurassic Park are there because of that was to stop the dinosaurs from like ramming into the vehicles. It was like I think it was mentioned in the book, but I didn't want to like have that because this golf buggy is more like, this doesn't go in the paddocks, this goes around the actual just the base, and they have a little depot they have them charged. Yeah, the simplified hubcaps. It was also, if I'm honest, a little bit based on Inspector Gadget's car. Like, there was a scene in the opening of Inspector Gadget cartoon where it like went into this certain shape, and when I was a kid I loved that, and so I've got this like almost pointed front. Anyway, so okay, base assets is what I was actually looking for. Where are we looking? Let me refresh this. There they are. Alright, I've gone. Oh no, wait, it's not on there either. No. Oh god, where is that file? Yo, Clayton. Welcome to today's stream, my man. I don't think I have this file I need. Let me just see. I'll find it. Can't miss it. I'm looking for a big yellow gate. No. Oh, well, I'll just have to do it again. It's fine. Oh, let me get the chat up. How's it going, Jack? Says Clayton. All good. Yeah, really good, really good. Actually, I believe the fence needs to be higher. It needs to be like there. How are you doing, Clayton? How are we all doing on this lovely day? Same old, yeah. Same old. Another day, another dollar. Another day, another dollar. Actually, do you know what? I don't think you'll even see the gate. Now I'm thinking about it. But I do need the file base assets because you might see some in the background. Let me just open that for a second. Oh no, actually I need to download it first. Download. There we go. So this one, yeah, it was the wrong gate. I was thinking of this one, but that's not the one I need. Hey, look. Oh, the video's unlisted. What? Stream options. Oh, public. Why is that like that? I'm a dingus. Alright, it's public now. Maybe that's why I've been having a problem with the streams. Anyway, look at this. There's the dunes hanging up there, look. And that was from a previous frame. And that was Chris Likes Dinos suggestion to add a wastebasket. JC says, wait Jack, you have to reboot the system. Do I have to start and stop the stream? Do I really? Oh, let me see. I didn't say I have to start and stop the stream, that would be really irritating. Wonder if I'll oh, you can't just click re-notify. No, JC, I'm not going to be a Muldoon here. Don't go to the shed. If you do, take a gun and go with someone. It might not help, but who knows? There's a T-Rex out there somewhere. Where are the breakers? Meaning shit, other end of the compound. See, I really like that, you know, despite all the jokes I make about Muldoon, like, I love the fact that he doesn't know where the breakers are. Because that just shows that, like, the incompetence of Hammond's staff. like one of your main security game wardens. He's a game warden, isn't he? He's not like a... I don't ever think Muldoon is a security guy, right? Does he run... He must run security. Well, anyway, what was that Nedry's doing? Was security, wasn't it? No, he was just a programmer. Who the hell was in charge of security at Jurassic Park? Was it Arnold? I guess Nedry knew to turn off the security cameras and stuff, so... But either way, like, the staff at Jurassic Park were incompetent. And I think that's the... Yeah, Clayton, how many times have I told you? You need locking mechanisms on the vehicle doors. That's the problem with over-automation. Yeah. And to incite discussion, I think that's what I like about Jurassic World's overconfidence. Like, they... Like, as soon as the Indominus Rex gets out, Vivian's on the phone going, security, like, she's on it, and it's the panicked Masrani who tells her to hang up the phone. It's like when they're overconfident, they panic and make snap decisions, which ultimately are, you know, the wrong decisions to make. I think that's the slight difference between the two, because in Jurassic Park, it's more methodical. They're like really thinking about, well, what we've got to do. We've got to handle this situation, and there's less people to think about. Whereas in Jurassic World, there's like well, not hundreds of thousands, but like thousands of people to think of in the immediate situation. That makes people way more rash and like panicked. It's like a different way of looking at like a panicked situation. JC says, I get the feeling Muldoon is the type to be out of hands. Oh wait, my eyesight's bad. I get the feeling Muldoon is the type to be out hands-on with the dinosaurs rather than worrying about tech support. Yeah, no, he's a game warden. Clayton says, I really wish we could have seen Hammond again before he passed. Yeah, I agree. I always thought they could have done something with the footage from the Jurassic Park ride that they filmed. You know? But, alas. And they've got all the trespasser voiceovers and stuff. But that's not where I can make a decision. JC says I wanted a CG Hammond. That's the thing with Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One. I think they should have kept him a little bit to the shadows. You know, like when you see his reflection, it's like, don't get me wrong, it's amazing CGI. It's amazing CGI, but it's the uncanny valley is a little bit too like it irks me. But when he's in like the reflection on the glass looking at the Death Star, I think he looked really good. And what they could have done is, and I think I haven't seen Rogue One since the cinema, so I could be wrong here, but like they could have had that one shot of Grand Moff Tarkin looking through the glass, and then all the other scenes with Grand Moff Tarkin could have just been Darth Vader. Like, I don't see what he says in those scenes from memory that Darth Vader couldn't have said, and then you've got like more Vader for your movie. Because like they never skipped on hiding Vader really in the original trilogy. He was out and about. Best collectibles. I'm also finding I can see the performance of the actor in his face. The more I watch it, it feels like someone else's nuances. Yeah. Clayton says I completely agree. They shouldn't have had him turn around. Like, the effects were amazing in terms of like CGI. They were really well done. But because it's an act, and I think it's kind of makes me feel a bit funny when it's an actor who's died. But at the same time, it's like there are ways of making it kind of clever. They did it in Gladiator, I think, where it was like he was hidden for like one scene. And I think no one will find it disrespectful if they did like one thing like that. It's kind of like, oh, they're there, but they're not. Clayton says, I don't think we're quite there with human CGI yet. I'll say that the dinosaurs. I say that with dinosaurs, we are pretty damn good. Yeah, I mean dinosaurs, yeah, really good. Now what I'm going to do, because we've just been yapping about Rogue One, I'm just going to add a box in the background, like a sort of light grey box, to represent where the gaps in the trees are. Oh, no, that's not a box. Clayton says, same with animatronics for that matter, of which we need more of. Yeah, I mean, it's quite kind of controversial to say, but animatronics to me don't make or break a movie. And I kind of feel like that the blend of CGI and animatronics is where like the true magic lies. Like that's why the Endoraptor just looks so damn real. Because they perfectly like blended the two. Okay, so this is where the gap in the trees is going to be. I'm just going to actually change the colour of that to like a light blue. It's like the the shot from Jurassic World where Owen walks past like the body of the Apatosaurus and it blends from a CGI body to the animatronic head, and it's flawless. Like it's just a flawless blend in broad daylight. And I think they did a blend of the CGI and animatronic in the original Jurassic Park when the T-Rex is pushing the car forward. I've always felt like the head is actually not CGI, it's the animatronic, and the foot that steps forward is CGI. But I could be wrong there. But I think they have the head knock the car. There's an animatronic that then blends to CGI, and they're flawless. But they were done back in the day, so it was under the cover of night and all that sort of stuff. And you know, they get to hide a lot of like the way the effects would have like shown up back then. But that's what makes them look so amazing, is the fact that you don't really see much. But cut to the future, we can now do shots in the daytime where CGI and animatronics blend, and it just looks great, like really good. Clayton says, I love the marriage of both animatronics and CGI. To be honest, the Endoraptor is incredible looking, and the Apatosaurus shot was great. JC says, it's like Murin says, Dennis Murin, for those watching this back in the future, the animatronics force the level of realism up in the CGI. Well, they have like perfect lighting reference as well. Yeah, as you just said, there's a more on-set reference. It has to match. And I think that's only going to get better and better. Like, I really, really, really want to see Jurassic Park on 4K. Like, I haven't checked out the 4K stuff yet. Like, all the Jurassics. I want to watch all of them on 4K. Because I've heard that like, makes such a massive difference. And really shows the improvements of where we've come over the years. What I'm doing now is just cutting out the... Actually, no, I need to keep that there. What am I doing? I'm distracted by thinking about CGI. Firstly, let me save this so we're up to speed. Trees, that's it. So what I want to do is now add another layer. And I'm going to just... Oh, no. Highlight. Oh, come on, computer, stop doing that. Ah, it's because it doesn't do it as a box. It does it like I'm grabbing it with a hand. Ah, okay. I wondered why it was doing that. I was like, man, that like freaks out whenever I do that. And that's really sensitive. Anyway. So we'll get the trees. I'm just going to get like the colour from here. Clayton says, I'd love to see The Lost World in 4K. Yeah, me too. Me too. Jurassic Collectible says, it's expensive because it's genuinely harder for them to match. But that's what you have to aim for. Clayton says, it would be cool to experiment on a project with the type of go motion that Phil Tippett was going, or intended in JP, a short film with CGI. Yeah, I mean, like... that you know, stop motion, the CGI enhanced stop motion of Dennis Muren's T-Rex is, I've said it before, it's probably the best single special effect I've ever seen. Like, it looks real, like 100% real. Like no oh no, wait, I'm drawing on the... You guys are so distracting today. My god, what are you like? I'm on the wrong bloody layer. Maybe I need to just concentrate. Concentrate. We must stay focused. Alright, there we go. I was like, where's the line? And then realised I was on the wrong layer. was trying to pinpoint the other day, like, what is my favourite part of the process when drawing for this. And I honestly think it might be lighting. It's like I get everything down, and then once the lighting starts, I'm nearly finished. Like I'm near the end of the picture when I'm doing the lighting, so that helps. On the other hand, it really can change like a whole image, and that's like, you know, what's key. Like in the scene right now in episode 1 of this series, like the sun is going down, so with each like frame I'm changing the lighting so it's getting dimmer and dimmer. Clayton says, I know very little of lighting as far as creating things go. One of the things I'd love to learn. The way I sort of picture it in my head, and this isn't obviously the most perfect of methods, I will admit, because I'm sure there's... Because I deal with a lot of 2D art rather than actual 3D. But in 2D, I kind of just imagine, like, if the light source was, you know, here, spreading out like this, where would the shadows go? And you use these like lines in your mind to know that there'd be like breaks in the trees, the light would be shining through here, through there, it would blend the bridges with shadow like this way, like, so you blend it out, so then like by the end you kind of see it in your head, like where the shadows will fall. It's like you try and picture it as best you can in your mind where the shadows would fall, and then that's it. And then you brighten and darken accordingly to how bright you want the light on each side of like where the shadow falls. Clayton says, I can tell something looks good, but I need to educate myself on why it does. I guess it's all like... Oh my god, this bloomin' zoom thing, honestly. I think it's honestly, like, kind of subjective. Like, you can have some crazy lighting, and it can still look good, even though it looks really out there. Like, in one of the frames in this episode, I've got the sky is just pink. Like, bright pink. And it merges, like, into blue. So it's like, you know, my wife, Emma, she was like, "Are you doing the sky pink?" I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, it's like a sunset. And I was like, yeah, because like when people draw the sky, they usually do it like blue. And it's like, well, the sky can be actually all sorts of colours. You catch it on a good night. So you can like really have some fun with that. It's like I'm actually doing lighting right now, actually. Yo, Sam. Yeah, standard 3-point lighting. You can start there if you have key light. Fill light and rim light. Clayton says I should start experimenting. I actually bought a few big lights and a green screen a while ago. Yeah, so like I'm actually doing lighting as I speak, because I've just changed the colour of the green to a slightly lighter green because the leaves under this canopy are going to be darker. So it's like doing layers. And one of the rules actually one of the rules I was taught at school about art, which I've kind of never abided by, is always start backwards and go in, or do you guys like backwards and go in? So like, you know, you always draw the background first, like work your way back. So I mean, I guess I'm doing like half and half because I'm doing the tree in the foreground and the background at the same time, like with the tree in the foreground and like the gaps in the trees behind. Sam's just stumbled across Jurassic YouTube heaven right here. He stumbled into the cult. Eyes wide shut of the Jurassic franchise. Just don't drink the water, Sam. What's the time? Oh, it's only 4:20. That's alright. I did actually start the stream earlier, but I think I timed it wrong. It was like really early. And I was like, and no one was around. I was like, you know what, I'll wait till a later time. Payne says, out of curiosity, did any cancelled Jurassic Park production outside Chaos Effects influence this, Jack? Any game or story that never got made? Any, what was just specific to Jurassic? Aside from Chaos Effect, the original Jurassic cartoon that was meant to come out in the 90s. There's more external influences to this than just Jurassic Park, I think. Like the movies are obviously the biggest influence over this in terms of like style. It's like look at it this way, like this. You know how like Jurassic Park is to Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. You know how like they use the concept of someone trying to recreate life and not being able to control it is like, you know, that's John Hammond, that's Dr. Frankenstein, or Wu if you want to go even. It's like that connection. That's similar to the setting of Jurassic Park and this. So like the canvas of Jurassic Park in terms of people go off to see cloned prehistoric animals and everything goes wrong. Like that's the only, and that's the canvas in terms of some style. But I wish I could say more, but this is by the end of Dino-Defenders, I don't think many people will say that the story is anything like Jurassic Park. And hopefully, not like any of the other Jurassic Park movies either. It's like I'm challenging myself to try and create something new with like the tools of, hey, you've got a base here, it's got dinosaurs in it, and people are going to get eaten, and they can't control nature, that kind of thing. The Ultimate Jester says, I picked up Jurassic Park 1 to 5 Blu-ray set today. Can't wait to watch Fallen Kingdom again. Sweet. I have actually got to wait till Christmas before I get my copy. My wife was very insistent. She was like, you must wait. And I was like, oh, okay, alright, I see how this goes. So I must patiently wait like just over a month. But I'm hoping that at least Fallen Kingdom will be on the plane to Japan. It should be. If it's not, I'll be like, okay. But I'm pretty sure it'll be on the plane to Japan. Clayton says every time I see areas built up in the treetops, I immediately think of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World television show with the brown bikini woman. Yes. That god-awful show. Oh my word. The Art Majest said you watched the movie many times in theatres at least. Yes, yes. I think I ended up seeing Fallen Kingdom like 5 times in the theatres. And once in Spanish. So there was Madrid, LA, BFI with you, Clayton. View here with my friend Will, and View here with my mum. And I don't think I actually went and saw it on my own. I usually try to do that. If I really, really like a movie, I'll try and go see it on my own, just to sort of have like a fresh, personal adventure with the movie. But I don't think I did that with Fallen Kingdom, actually. I think time just got the better of me. I would have been up for it. But I guess things kept coming up. Clayton says, I'm not sure it was the BBC, it was the one with the opening, like, all searching for a way out of the Lost World. I watched it on Sky One in the UK back when my family had Sky Television. That old Lost World series was always on Sky One. Sky One or Bravo? No, not Bravo. Sci-Fi. On one of those. Clayton says he'll never forget his dad's reaction to the clone reveal. Nice. All I can say is though, bring on 2021. Yo, Chaos Knight. Jurassic Collectible says, so not the one with Bob Hoskins. No, that was the BBC production that was made with the same effects team from Walking with Dinosaurs. Yeah, not that one. We're not talking about that one. We're talking about the one with like the questionable like nudity and the laughable effects, but they were like it was such a bad series that it was good. It was so dreadful, and it had like this knockoff. I think the Professor Challenger character was basically just a knockoff John Hammond. But I'd watch it as a kid. Chaos Knight says Jackal dressed up. Well, I was... Oh my god, what's going on with this green screen? I just noticed. You guys. Oh, hey. Oh, what is going on with that? Oh, I see. It's shadow. Let's bring this around. Yeah, I got my Twilight Zone costume from Halloween out of the wash, and I figured I'd wear it on the stream. What is going on? I've got like little buzzy little things around me. you know what? I might actually have to change the filters on the camera. Let's see. Oh, there we go, and then. That's a little bit better. What's causing that though? Oh, it's this side. I'm such an idiot. I don't know if I'm making this better or worse. Worse by the looks of things. Let's see how this does. Come on. What's called? Is that the... No, okay, that's gone. But then this side's now... Oh my word. No, I've made it completely worse. Oh my god. Alright, okay. Let's sort this out. That'll do. If I got some little fuzzies next to me right here, we'll just have to live with it. Chaos Notes is all dressed up now. Clayton Fury says the Lost World 1997 copied the Lost World 1925, and the Lost World 1999 copied the Lost World 1997. That's funny. Jurassic Collectible says there are only a few narratives out there to explain man meeting dinosaur. Cloning, the Plateau, the Lost World, or magical other dimension fantasy Narnia, or time travel. Jack, you've got the green flame on your shoulder. Ah! That's canon. Yeah, I think that there's only so many ways of man meeting a dinosaur, but it's what you do after that. It's like a zombie. Like there's only a certain number of ways you can explain a zombie existing, but at the same time, it's what you do with it afterwards. And I'll say this: in the plot of Dino-Defenders, they don't extract the DNA from amber. They extract it from soft tissue found in iron preserves, or soft tissue that's like found within fossil fragments. Clayton says, in the Jurassic canon there is a film called King Lear starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yep. And Tsunami Sunrise with Tom Hanks. And I think there's one with Kevin Bacon as well. See, that's what leads me to believe that potentially the boat in the film King Kong in the world of Jurassic isn't called the Ventura. Because everyone, like, at the end of the Lost World would be like, man, what are the odds of us calling our boat the Ventura after King Kong? And then it happened. Oh my word. But King Kong still happened, despite the name. More up-to-date science. There's JC. There is no green flame in the next Jurassic. It's like, could you imagine they're like, the most unanswered question in the history of the Jurassic Park universe? What the hell was the green flame? And then you just hear like the end of the trailer where it says that, you just hear like 4 people in the audience go like, eh? And one person at the back go, yay! Clayton says maybe only the 1976 King Kong is canon in the Jurassic Park universe. That's a good point. There you go. Yeah, that's good. I like that. What are they going there? King Kong? Barney is indeed canon. Oh, Clayton. Okay, you've just reminded me to add something to my list of things I don't like about the Jurassic movies. Barney interrupting the Spino attack. There you go. You heard it here first, folks. No, you didn't. You heard it in my edit. In my fan edit. That's where you would have known. In my fan edit of Jurassic Park 3, I just removed all the Barney sequences, basically. I kept him like getting distracted, but didn't have him the Barney distracting the Spino. Clayton says, "Oh, come now, Jack. You know how much I love the Barney's incredible cameo in Jurassic Park 3. See, I don't mind Barney being in Jurassic Park 3. I have nothing against that. Barney's a beloved character. I just think it kills tension when like he's, oh, hi everybody. It's like, no. I remember cringing at that as a kid in the cinema. I was like, why is Barney here? Ruining this awesome sequence. I'm just going to use a darker brown just to do under here. And we do it in a sort of similar mimicking shape to the trees. Sam Sut says, what if Barney is the Spinosaurus? Yeah. Or imagine if, like, on the Barney show, as the kid was watching it, like, as Charlie was watching Barney the dinosaur, he was, like, jumping up and down, really getting into it. And then, like, on the set of Barney, you saw like a guy in a Spinosaurus costume sneak up behind Barney, grab his head, and just crack his head. And Charlie's like, and then he calls his mum because he's scared, and she's like, "Why are you holding the phone?" You know, and it carries on. Could you imagine? It's like foreshadowing, but like the opposite way around. Barney, what do you call the opposite of foreshadowing? De-shadowing? Clayton says, when the little kids danced around Barney, he turned into the Spinosaurus. It was like some cult. Do you know, a joke I actually like in Jurassic Park 3? Like, one of the jokes in that film I really like is after the Spinosaur attack sequence, after Paul Kirby's basically been hanging off the crane, you know, he has this like little tiny monologue about missing fishing. I like that. I think that's really funny. I think it's like, that's the kind of the Kirbys that I like. There's a thing in my list that I'll explain later after I finish streaming, because I'll tweet out the things I don't like about the Jurassic movies. I don't lose sleep over it, but like the things that like kind of irk me. But like in terms of jokes in Jurassic Park 3, like that's one I really like. I think it's funny. It's kind of cute. He's just talking about like missing fishing because a few seconds ago he was dangling off a crane in front of a Spinosaurus, and he was the bait. It's like he has newfound respect for the bait. He's like, do you know what? No, it's like he has no respect for the bait, because he's like, do you know what? I know what that feels like now, and I want to do it again. People are talking about like talking about Nick Van Owen. Hey Nick. Clayton wrote a script for Jurassic Park 4 where Nick Van Owen returns to get killed by a T-Rex. Was that because you thought it was wrong of him to take Roland's bullets? Or was that just like You just wrote it that way. Did you write that he died for a specific reason? Is my question. Clayton says it was a crazy sequence where a T-Rex jumps into the air and bites the tail of a helicopter. Nice. Nice. I'm assuming Nick was in that helicopter. I imagine it jumping like the T-Rex does in the Lost World PlayStation game. Like it doesn't fully jump, but it like leans back and kind of juts up. Nick was indeed in the helicopter. Jurassic Collectible says, I think Jurassic World 3 would really make me smile if it had a big ensemble cast of familiar faces. It would be so much fun. Yeah. Who wouldn't enjoy that? Okay, we're getting there. Oh my god, this zoom thing. I need to sort that out. Won't do it now though, because it'll be kind of boring. I haven't had much tea. Tea? Roberto asks, will there be pterodactyls or other flying reptiles in this series? Do you know what? I've been contemplating that. I have. There isn't any currently. But I've been thinking about maybe like a... is it a pterodactylus? The thing that has like a round head and a really pointy face. I've been thinking about that. But then there's really nowhere in the story that I have planned in my head thus far that requires a flying reptile. So like, there's a certain plot, I don't know, sort of, what would you call it? Like a certain plot trigger that is part of the whole world building of this base. And so like, I don't need to add a pterodactyl, and if it, or a flying reptile, and if there was one in there, it would only be for show, because I can't at the moment in the story find a reason to actually use it. It's like the end of the Lost World. Think of the end of the Lost World Jurassic Park. What it ended up doing is they had a pterodactyl in there, but it was in there just for show. They didn't have it for like any plot reason or anything like that. It was just there. Whereas in Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World, the pteranodons are used in the plot. Like they're part of the story. So we'd be talking Lost World flying reptile in this over using it in the plot. And I don't know which I'd want to do. Sam Stutt asks, how many sugars do you have in your tea, Jack? None. 0. Zilch. Zidda. No sugar. I'll try not to eat too much sugar. Unless it's like natural sugars, but then there's other sugars I do eat. If I drink Coke, I only drink Coke Zero. The normal stuff. I had a can of Diet Coke the other day, and it took me out. I had like this massive headache for like ages, and I was like, oh my god, And I know there's not really like many sugars in Diet Coke, but it was different, and I was just like, nah, no. And like normal Coke, that's the worst. That really messes me up. Let's see. Clayton says, for the life of me, I never understood why they never had Grant or Malcolm talk again after the first Jurassic Park movie. I imagine it would be great for the audience. We all know Alan doesn't like Ian. Yeah. I mean, I think it's funny because so far in the franchise, like in Jurassic Park 3, when Malcolm when Grant talks to Eric about Malcolm's book, that's the only time we know that he still thinks of him. But when we watch The Lost World, Malcolm never mentions Grant. Or at least from memory. I mean, Malcolm doesn't mention Grant, does he? No. Jurassic Collectible says, yeah, Diet Coke has chemicals. I get that too. Sugar replacement, yeah. Yeah, no. I used to be like, in my younger years, I used to drink like energy drinks like they were going out of blooming business. Now if I even get a sniff of an energy drink, like a full-on Red Bull or something, I'm like, ugh, my god, like, no. And I have to moderate my intake of normal tea, like caffeinated tea, because caffeine tends to play on my heart quite a bit. Like if I drink like a tea at night, like a full-on caffeinated tea just before going to bed, my heart will be racing in bed. Like. JC says, I feel like Malcolm is more famous because he's like a celebrity. Grant is more academic. You bring the scientist. No, you bring the rock star. I bring the scientists. I got that the wrong way around, didn't I? I bring the scientist, and you bring the rock star. Clayton Fioriti says, do you remember the Malcolm's line of F. Alan Grant, I hate that guy, why don't you just get Robert Burke? Yeah, classic line. It's up there with, like, you know, Clever Girl and all that. Fuck Alan Grant. Screw him. And screw his ideas. I never got the sense that Malcolm hated Grant, though. Not really. I think there was just like a little bit of awkwardness when Malcolm didn't want to admit that he's scared in front of Grant. Sam says, I find it crazy how Malcolm changes so quick from cheerful at the start of Jurassic Park to this life or death in the Lost World. Well, no, he changes as soon as he gets out of the his encounter with the T-Rex. That's when he changes. Like, if you watch Jurassic Park, and obviously you've seen the Lost World, and you know how Malcolm acts in the Lost World. If you watch Jurassic Park, Malcolm is Lost World Malcolm from all the scenes pretty much after the T-Rex paddock. Or like maybe it's all from the moment he says the line, sorry, boy do I hate being right all the time. He's pretty much Lost World Malcolm from then on. These trees are basically going to be blurred in the background because the focus is like here, the characters on the walkway. But I like to try and do some detail because then I can move these layers of these trees and stuff over into the jungle assets, into this one, and save them in here, and then use them later on if I need to. Like, it saves time in future frames if you make like something that you can tweak easily and replicate and then hide as something. So you have like similar images in different frames, but they get re-edited so they look different. But you have like a really nice starting point. Okay, right now I'm just going to copy the fence, duplicate layer. Up the size of that to there. And then put up the perspective. Okay. Now to do the really interesting part of actually rubbing out everything. You know, I might actually change the music and just nip to the toilet quickly. Where am I looking? Desktop. Yeah. So I'll be back in like 2 seconds. I'm literally just going to nip to the loo. Be right back. G'day, g'day now. My word, let's see what you guys say. Jack needs to teach me how to live stream with cards like this. Well, Clayton, I should be about tomorrow. I'll teach you all about it. It's really easy. Clayton live stream presented by Pterodome 3000, says Chaos Knight. Jurassic Collectible says, so I just tweeted about this, but what is Trevorrow's vision for Jurassic World 3 is Godzilla meets Jurassic Park. Let's see, that's what he say. Ah, can't talk about it. All I can say about Jurassic World 3 is it's definitely a Jurassic movie. Yeah, expanded material stuff, Clayton, I'm with you. There could be more. Especially towards the older fans. I agree with that. Roberto says, did you see my second comment? Where are we looking? Roberto says, hello, I know that you already planned on what dinosaurs will appear, but is there a scene where a group of protagonists are crossing a river on a boat only to be attacked by something in the river? Honestly, I don't want to talk about anything like that with Dino-Defenders. It's all secret. Like, that's the thing. The trick to this series that I'm doing is I'm not saying anything about anything too much, because I want it to be a surprise when you watch it. And the interesting part about all this is, you know, we live in this day and age where I can stream the making of it. Like, you're seeing the show, but you have no idea like what it entails. Like, at this point, you're looking at like a frame being created, but you have no idea what the film's going to be about. And it is like series, should I say? But I will be editing all the episodes together to make like sort of a feature-length animated film, essentially, like a silent movie, a silent storyboarded animatic movie. There you go. It's way of it's the convoluted way of putting it. I was going to change the music, weren't I? Let me just round this off and then I'll do that. This bit of music from Operation Genesis really reminds me of The Lost World. Clayton says, I have a really good feeling about Jurassic World 3. I don't know why, something about it really gets me excited, kind of the way I felt waiting for JP3 back in the day. Well, I can tell you this, like, right off the bat, and I said this to Colin when I've spoken to him. I said, I think the reason why Jurassic World 3 is like really exciting to think about is because it's the first sequel in the series that starts from a place that we've never experienced. Like, it's gonna be the first sequel that starts from a. Let me reword that. It's gonna be like a sequel that starts from a starting point that no other film in the franchise has done so far, including the original. So, like, the original starts off on an island. Second one starts off on an island. Third one starts off on an island. Fourth one starts off on an island. Fifth one starts off on an island. This one? Who knows? But like the premise of where the dinosaurs are and all that sort of stuff, like we have no idea where it's going to begin. So I think that's like, as fans, that's what's really exciting about it, because it's a sequel that is starting from a different place to the original, and that in itself makes it a really unique sequel. Anyway, that music, yeah, I'll change that. Yeah, I was saying that music really reminds me of The Lost World. There's a bit in the Fallen Kingdom soundtrack where, like, it's the music where they're, like, trying to break out of the gyrosphere. And it's doing this, like, he's got the trumpets and trombones going, like, dun, 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 dun. And that really reminds me of, like, the scene in The Lost World where the T-Rex is coming up to the campsite, and it's like the music's very, very similar, like in terms of style. And I just wanted to highlight that because I thought, I was listening to it the other day and I was like, this is awesome. This is just like, this is great. Like Giacchino definitely was, you know, influenced by The Lost World in terms of music, because why wouldn't he? It's, yeah, I think he did a stellar job, and bringing its own unique sound to the table. Okie dokie, right. Let's add the grey for the let's grab that colour. Clayton says, I have an idea for a collab with a ton of Jurassic YouTubers. Ooh, go on. I'm all ears. Says, what is your favourite and least favourite design of dinosaurs in the franchise? Well, favourite? T-Rex. I think they just nailed it, and it's like such a unique looking character in itself that the legacy of that design of T-Rex speaks for itself. And least favourite? Oh, I don't know. Perhaps. Just trying to think now. Perhaps like if I had to be specific, I don't like the design of the raptor in Alan's Dream because it's confusing. But like, did he see into the future? But I do like that design of raptor. That's why I'm like, doesn't really count. Oh no, I've lost my sidebar. Bugger. Hey, what's happened here? How do I minimize this? Nope. I seem to have lost... Ah, there we go. How did I do that? done it again. Come on, pop it back on. There we go. Lost my toolbars on the side. See some people saying they don't like the Allosaurus. They don't like the Allosaurus design in Fallen Kingdom. I didn't mind it. It was a juvenile Allosaurus from the late Cretaceous, Jurassic. Did I get that wrong? It was Jurassic. Because most of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park are Cretaceous. Yeah, no, I didn't mind the design of the Allosaurus too much. How come I've lost the now? I've lost the scroll bar. Oh my word. I'll just have to grab it like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't really like the Brachiosaurus in Jurassic Park 3. Someone just said that. Yeah, that was. It's staring right at me on this poster. Yeah, I thought like they were a little bit too garish. I can see what they were going for, but it didn't. For me, it didn't land. In terms of design, didn't care what they did. They didn't do anything like to. I mean, do anything really, but. But yeah, the Brachiosaurus in Jurassic Park 3 would probably be my least favourite design. It's so funny, like, thinking to, like, what dinosaurs we have in the Jurassic franchise now. And then, I think it's like... I don't hear anyone having this conversation anymore. For years, people were saying, oh, I'd love to see a Baryonyx in a Jurassic movie. Oh, I'd love to see a Carnotaurus in a Jurassic movie. Or, like, you know, oh, I'd love to see Allosaurus and blah, 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 and all this sort of stuff. And now they're out, like, that conversation obviously is over. But, like, no one's reflecting on the fact that they've waited that long. And then it's finally happened. Everyone tends to just one and done, move on. Like, now I want to see this one. Now I want to see this. It's like when Pachycephalosaurus came into the Lost World, like, that was unexpected when I was younger. And I was amazed. I was like, that's such a great idea to have that in there. And I still think to this day it's a pretty neat addition to the library. Clayton says, I've got to say the Carnotaurus is one of my favourite designs in the entire series. Oh, they totally nailed it. Like the and that can't see. I don't know this. I don't know this for certain. I haven't asked anyone, but it does appear like that they based the two Carnotauruses, that the two main Carnotauruses that we see in Fallen Kingdom, on the toys from the Lost World and Jurassic Park Kenner series. Like this, they're so close in design. I'd be very surprised to learn that that was like a happy mistake. But if it was, it was. But like, I actually don't know. Here's a question for you, chat. Yo, Sam Neill. Welcome back. So I have a question for the chat. What do you think is the most underappreciated dinosaur in the franchise? Or in the film series, should I say? Like, what one do you think that has been seen on screen that you feel like hasn't had its day yet? Allosaurus, says Sam Strutt. Dilophosaurus underappreciated, says Jurassic Collectibles. Okay. I got a little funny story about appreciation and dinosaurs. Maybe Dimorphodon if we're talking about people comparing designs, says Clayton. No, well, not just design, but like what it does in the film and everything. Cheers, Sam. Go buy yourself some McNuggets, he says. Well, cheers, thank you for the tip. I don't eat McNuggets, but... Wee, whoa! Yo, Michael Pierce says, nice suit. Thank you. Like I was saying earlier in the stream, my Rod Serling Twilight Zone Halloween costume, I got it out of the wash earlier. And I just thought it'd be funny just to wear it for the stream. But yeah. Pop on my old Rod Serling outfit. You're now entering a dimension of sight, a dimension of sound, a dimension of mind. Dilophosaurus says Chaos Knight. Dan says we only see the Allosaurus. We only see it die, and then a glimpse of it at the end. Yeah. I mean, the Allosaurus isn't in it much, is it? It's like it's in many scenes. It pops up, but it's like you see it running out of the mansion. You see it get hit by the boulder. You see it in the truck at the end of the film. You see it in the auction house getting auctioned off. But there's not really like an actual scene involving it. Like the Sinoceratops has, you know, the scene with Owen. And it also has the scene where it fights the Carnotaurus. So Sinoceratops has some decent screen time. The funny thing about appreciation, right, and I'm going to say this, I'm surprised no one has actually said the Ceratosaurus from Jurassic Park 3. But I feel like actually I wouldn't go with that as an option, actually, mainly because we're talking movies here, so in movie terms, yeah, I think the Ceratosaurus is sort of maybe underappreciated. But Jurassic World Evolution, like, the Ceratosaurus is like almost the main dinosaur of that game. Sam Neill says, best American accent, please. Alright. I don't know if I should do like an Ohio accent, maybe? Or should I don't know, man. Should I do... Is this an Ohio accent? I met a guy in Amsterdam. He'd won $50,000 on a scratchy. And he was telling me this, like, he was from Ohio. And he talked a little bit like this, like, very relaxed, very calm. Kind of the surfer dude kind of sounding voice, but... But I don't know if I can do like an American accent, because you have to kind of like keep the tongue off the roof of your mouth when you say T's and R's, and it's really hard. Like, especially for someone from the UK, it's quite difficult to not use your tongue on the top of your mouth. God, that's hard. There you go, Sam. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for the tip. Sounds better. Don't go back. Yeah, it's just that simple. Someone was like, oh, if you don't put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, if you're British and you're attempting an American accent, that really helps. Sam says, do you choose Allosaurus as an underrated dino? I do, yeah. I think the Allosaurus, you know, is like... But to be fair, we've only seen it in one film now, so it's like... You know, I think the Allosaurus' screen time in Fallen Kingdom is sort of equal to, let's say, the Parasaurolophus in Jurassic Park. But after all these other films, I don't think anyone would say that the Parasaurolophus is an underappreciated dinosaur because we've had it in other films. So who knows? We know at the end of Fallen Kingdom we've seen Allosaurus get out, so who knows what we're going to see in the future. Whether they'll bring it back, I don't know. We'll see. So at the moment it's like the equivalent of like maybe the Parasaurolophus, or maybe even like the Gallimimus. Clayton says, I think the Jurassic Park 1 Parasaurolophus is underappreciated. That needs like a big gate on it, doesn't it? Alright, now I'm going to grab this tool here. I'm going to go down the lines here. Go down like that, and then up the brightness on those. It's going to start to sort of change some of the lighting on this. And I'll sort of mess with where that goes there. You know what, I might actually just draw that. It might be just quicker in general. Change it to 4. What is your stance on the movie Cool Runnings? Says Sam Neill. I've seen it once when I was probably about 19. About 10 years ago. It's a film I know that probably a lot of people really like. I have nothing against it. I like it's a bit of a non-movie to me. I'm actually going to merge these layers now, like the layer with the line, so that's all one layer now. Chaos Knight says the parasol officer in The Lost World was actually mistreated, not underappreciated. That is true. Jurassic Godzilla fan 2004 says hi. Yo, dude. Welcome. So some of you guys might be aware, I'm going to be heading to Japan in 6 days for 2 weeks. Going to go as much as I can. I'll probably go off the grid. But when I'm back, I will be back to doing this. And when I can. But just so you know, for 2 weeks, I won't be uploading any videos or live streaming or anything. Unless I find an opportunity to do so for some reason in Japan, but I don't think I will. However, work on like Dino-Defenders won't be stopping. I'm going to be continuing the work by storyboarding the next few episodes while I'm over there. And see how that goes. Sort of keeping the work going. Like, my wife loves to read, and so I think the plane journeys and like any opportunity where we're just relaxing, I'll whip out the old drawing book and start storyboarding. Yeah, thanks guys. Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm going to Studio Ghibli. See what their studios are like. We're going to Disney Sea, because I've never been to a Disney park. And so we're going to check out what their, unique sea resort they have over there is like. Going to Hiroshima, see the Peace Memorial and take in some of the history. Get some humbling feelings. I also wanted to go to sort of Hiroshima to sort of see and experience the origins of Godzilla, because Godzilla is a metaphor for the the Hiroshima bomb. He was like a direct result of that, a symptom of it in terms of their media. And so I wanted to go there, and my wife agreed. She wanted to go there too, take in some of the history, so we're going to be going there. Going to quite a few other places as well. It's going to be quite interesting. Good to see you today, says Jurassic Godzilla. Thank you. Says, how are you? I'm good, I'm good. My phone is blowing up. What's going on here? Okay. Another conversation. Chaos Knight says, I need to take some trips across the pond. Damn no, I have not seen that documentary. All right. Just trying to get that detail right there. I was watching your King Kong Escapes video and I gave you a thumbs up. Great video, says Jurassic Godzilla fan. Thank you. I will get around to doing the other King Kong things. That series of videos is sort of one that I'm sort of releasing when I do the videos, instead of actually releasing them like daily, so then it's over in like a few days. I'm actually doing them like periodically. I think it sort of makes it a bit more interesting. Clayton says, we've just got back from walking my dogs. What did I miss? This far through the picture. Oh, what is going on with this today? Is this too far over? Gosh darn it. I might need to just save this and reopen Photoshop. Gonna do that. So bear with me. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, we got it back. I don't know what happened there. First thing that jumped out to me is I need to sort this out. This needs to be a bit higher. I think, if I remember correctly, if I open up the Petri dish frame, there's actually like a little cone on the top there, like a little vent. Little vent thingy. I'll put that over here. Sort of like that. Clayton says Jack was 29 when Jurassic Park came out. I'm going to be 30 next month. Crossing over into the 30s. And it's about ready time. Took me 30 years to get here. Well, if you hear any banging and pops from fireworks, I think there's some people still firing off some fireworks outside. What is going on? We have a WhatsApp group for Jurassic Park fans. And that is blowing up. 94 messages. Jeez. Sending something to them. Oh, Jurassic Collectibles. So, Dan says, Jack, how the F are you 30? What moisture do you use? No idea. The camera blurs a lot of the, the microscopic details. Anyway, Jurassic Collectibles says, what's the 94 messages about? We're all in suspense. James Hawkins asked, does Blue still have frog DNA in her? And I said I honestly don't know, but everyone was having like a big conversation about like the raptors. And a few other things. Yeah, well, it is about Jurassic Park. You're not wrong there, Chaos Knight. Or Jurassic World, should I say. We've got that bit there. You know, this looks like maybe a little bit too high up. Speaking of like age and stuff, like I might be looking to see if I can enter my leopard gecko into the Guinness Book of World Records. Because my wife was saying, you know, Lizzie, I've got this leopard gecko and she's 26. And we were looking up on the internet, like, what's the oldest living leopard gecko? Or what's the oldest leopard gecko on record? And the only one we could find is a male that lived till 32, I think. There's no record we could find of like what the oldest female leopard gecko is. And I'm pretty certain, well, unless my 6-year-old self misjudged the gender of my gecko back in the day. But upon research, you know, afterwards, I've come to the conclusion that she is a girl. That she could possibly be the oldest female leopard gecko, because the average age I think is about 17 for females, and she's 26. Or roughly thereabouts, because I got her when I was 4 years old. And obviously I'm turning 30, so she's had a good run. And so we're actually contemplating the other day about like calling up the Guinness Book of World Records to be like, hey, my leopard gecko might be the oldest one in the world in terms of being female. So we'll see about sorting that after Japan if possible. Speaking of which, I think she's just got home now. So let me save this. I'm just going to be back in like 2 seconds. So hang tight, people. Okie dokie dokie dokie. Same. Chaos Knight says he'll be right back. Well, here I am. I am back. Clayton said, "Whoa, what happened? Where'd Jack go?" I turned away for a second. Just went to say hello to my wife who came home from work just now. Okay. So let's get busy. I can actually see there's a kind of a mistake here. If I remove the fence, yeah, I will be able to do this. What I'm going to do... I feel like the angle of this is off. Do that, and then if I don't know if I just can skew it. No, make it look worse. I want that to be like there, and then use the warp tool to bring it back up to where it's meant to be. Okay. Chaos Knight says, I named my dog Echo. Doesn't Clayton have Delta and Blue? So you just need someone to have a Charlie, and then you've got like a little Raptor pack right there. Raptor pack. It's a birdcage, says Jurassic Godzilla. Zul says, nice suit, thank you. Zul says, who are you trying to be like, a secret agent? Yeah. It's green screen. Oh, cheers, Sam Neill. Thank you very much. Bond. Jack Bond. Miss Moneypenny. John Bond. James Bond. My Sean Connery accent doesn't get pulled off really unless I do like a dragon hunt. I am the last one. Bowen. Epic Jason says, nice painting, my anime project will be turning 19 years old this Saturday. Your anime project will be turning 19 years old. Wow. How long have you been working on that? Oh, actually, I shouldn't be doing details like this yet. I'm going to finish the trees first. Get a really dark brown. And then... Well, I am the last one. Junior. Indiana. Let it go. It's not good. Wow, since November 10th, 1999. Damn. That's a long time. You do like little circles and lines, and then lines around the circles and stuff, and you get like these, it's like wooded effect. You like draw a line down, and then a little round one, and a round one on there. You cut some a little deeper, and it starts to look like wood. Yes. Oh, ah, oh. 1 3 ah ah ah. 2 3 ah ah. Jurassic Godzilla says, Jack, do you like the Gamera movies? Now, it's interesting. I was thinking about this the other day because I only own the original Showa era Gamera movies. I've never seen any of the other ones. Like I've heard that the like Gamera trilogy from the 90s might be like one of the best kaiju series of movies out there. That's what I've heard, and so I've always been intrigued. But I've only seen the Showa era ones, and I was actually thinking about those the other day because I was thinking, like, I think they're royalty free, and if they are, then I'll be doing some very special videos with those films. Sorry, copy. What am I saying? Royalty free. They're in the public domain, not royalty free. It would make for some very, very interesting videos. I could have a lot of fun with those. I've got them all on DVD. Epic Jason says, I've designed characters, creatures, weapons, vehicles, logos, games consoles, arcade machines, aliens, dinosaurs, ninjas, and even an entire galaxy map of planet. I have yet to do a recent head count, but the last I checked, I was at 225 designs in total. That's wow. What, for your anime project? Like, how are you doing that? Give us more details. We need more. More. Do tell us the secrets, young man. We would like to know. How are you making this show? What does it entail? It sounds epic. Do designs, scan them into the computer, and then edit them online through Pixel. Oh, nice. Have you got a story, or is it just like you're just making it up as like a world in your like head, and you're just expanding the world? Because that's really fun sometimes to do. Just like you know, expand the universe in your mind. Ooh. How long have we been streaming now? 2 hours, 25 minutes. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Sam Neill, thank you for the tip. I don't get why it says A at the start of it though. What does that A stand for? Can you inform me on that? He says, please say Junior Big Jack Films upload as Sean. Big Jack Films uploaded. Let's have a look. Junior! Big Jack Films uploaded. I have no idea. No idea. Ah, Australian dollars. Ah, okay. Thanks, JC. I had not done that. Thank you, Mr. Sam Neill. Could you imagine if that was the actual Sam Neill? Wouldn't you all be surprised? Wouldn't you all be surprised in the chat if that actually turned out to be the real Sam Neill? That me and him are like besties because I tweeted at him that he tweeted a picture of him and some birds, 2 of these birds on him, and I have a profile picture on Twitter with me and the same birds. God, that'd be such a surprise for all of you, wouldn't it? He's just been sitting here making crass jokes, and it turns out to be the real Sam Neill. So what's the deal, Sam Neill? Are you the Sam Neill that we all know? I'm in New Zealand, but currently shows as Australian on YouTube. I think the real Sam Neill would really be tending to his ducks and his pigs in his vineyard. I don't think he'd have time to actually be here. Yeah, he's been spelling his own name wrong. Yeah. But we love you, Sam Neill, who's in the chat right now. The Lost World was going to be originally filmed in New Zealand. You're not wrong, Clayton. You're never wrong. I'm just going to do this and then... No. Do this. Use the more precise one. Like this all the way to the end. I'm just going to add on the background here a new layer. And just get the green to represent trees. Because this is basically going to be... Where's the fence? Yeah. So I'm going to have the trees here going about there. Actually, the trees should go on top of the fence. And this is going to be all like trees, trees, all the way like that. Fixed, dense foliage all coming in to this area here. Might just actually round that off a little bit at the bottom. Like that, and then if I go to jungle assets, where is that? Is it in downloads? No, is it in desktop? There it is. If I grab this, I've got some like trees and whatnot. Jungle background 1. Trees one, there you go, that's the one I'm looking for. So this is what I mean by like using other assets. So all I want really is this art here. So I copy that and then get rid of the other one. It's just going to be basic for now. And this is going to be covered up by other trees and stuff, so you're not really going to see it, but it's going to basically give me a sort of understanding of where things go. Like that one there, I don't really need. Like to about here. We'll do that. Multi-good thing. Sam Neill follows everyone on Twitter. What's going on there? Oh, it's because I moved the thing down, didn't I? That's what's going on. See? Nope. Okay, and then just thinking with the what layers I need to sort of add together. But there, the fence, this background one, that's going to be gone. But I do kind of need base assets. Let's open that up again. So this. Let's get the cone building. You shouldn't exactly see this, but I figured. Well, no, you will kind of see it, but it's going to just give me sort of a bit more of a look in the back. What are you guys saying? Epic Jason says, Pterodome 3000, you've played Jurassic Park 2, The Chaos Continues, but have you ever beaten it? I was able to beat it this year twice, first on medium and then second on hard. No, I haven't actually beaten that game. I'm a little bit terrible at, games where... Actually, do you know, I don't think you will see that. Some sort of add. Let's see what I can do here. Yeah, I haven't beaten that game. I'm kind of. It takes me ages to beat like old school platformers. But maybe one day I'll have another pop at it. You just need to like set aside a lot of time to do it. I've never really found the time. That makes any sense. This like stuff in the background, what I'm doing, that is just basically there to blur. And then we want, actually move that over so it's like this. Because if I open up the petri dish, you're seeing it from like that angle. So you'll see the bottom of this tower here. You're gonna see this little depot shed over there. Let's just add that in quickly. Just gonna be like a little, because it's all gonna be blurry in the background. Tower. Add that in. I've actually got the tower in base assets. Yeah, in here. So I get the tower there, and then put it like this. I think the bottom of it's more angled. And then I'm just going to get like some green, splodge it on. See you later, Chaos Knight. Have a good evening. Yeah, the kid, I haven't seen the kid from, the kid from the original Gamera. Wasn't there like several different ones? Jurassic Godzilla. I haven't seen Godzilla's Revenge in ages, so I can't really say all too much about that. See, there is another fence here. I didn't really add that in there, and I think I missed that on another. have a look. Just gonna see if what I've done with that gate in the past. It's there. So that gate really needs to be over here. So see, this is where I'll need to. How are we going to do this? Take some of this out. Wait, can I really have that in there? Epic Jason asks, Pterodome 3000, does this project of yours have original dinosaurs or actual dinosaurs? I could always design some original dinosaurs for you if you'd like. Thank you very much. I'll be designing the dinosaurs because I've already started doing it. I don't know what you mean by original. Oh, do you mean original dinosaurs in there like my own design, or actual dinosaurs as in ones from the past? I'm confused by that because no one truly knows what dinosaurs look like. So every interpretation is sort of an artistic original design. One frame where you see, here we go, open with preview. Okay, I've got it kind of, I can do that. Original dinosaurs you've created is what I mean. Yeah, it will have original dinosaurs. It will have original dinos. Have I seen the new Halloween movie, asked Jurassic Godzilla? No, I haven't. I would kind of like to, but just haven't got around to seeing it yet. So I'm going to grab an orange from this forklift and make it darker. And then the sort of gate is like here. So if I look at this lasso tool, and then fill it all in. Okay, so it's got the two lights on the edge. So if I grab a rectangle tool, like this, and then just add some basic detail. For this separate gate. Oh no, wait! Ah! Did it on the wrong blooming layer. Where are we looking? There we go, right one. Sorry about that, folks. There we go. That's 6 pixels, and then bring this down. 4 pixels, and then bring the opacity down. What's the chat saying now? Sorry, I've just been painting. What is this music, says Jurassic Godzilla? It's the Overwatch soundtrack. Epic Jason says, neat. One design I've done was a combination of a Stegosaurus and an Ankylosaurus that I called an Orcalonosaurus. Is that right? Am I pronouncing that right? Anyway, Sam Neill, thank you very much. Sing me a lullaby. No. Thank you for the tips. Go to sleep, little Sam. Dream about Rosie Cotton, New Zealand, Lord of the Rings. And the desolation of Smaug. There you go. Epic Jason, one kaiju I've designed was a combination of Carnotaurus and Space Godzilla. The Yukitaurus, as I call it. All white Carnotaurus with blue eyes and large crystals on its back. I'm just going to save this, and then so if we look at this, there's like a sandy bit. I think I added that in, and then a road going off here and there. If I get that and then go to this, sort of road I'm imagining going off. And there is another fence going along here. So I get the brighter one. And do it like, do it rough. 'Cause again, this is going to be blurred. The detail doesn't, well, it all matters, but at the same time, this is going to be distorted heavily, so I think I will need that cone building. See you later, Sam. Obviously the angle of this is all wrong. I'll do a little bit of this. That is just the way I'm going to have it. Just like that. Some like little trees back here. They're all down there. Add all this. Just Plants, plants, trees, trees. Squiggles, squiggles. Like this. Right, now you're going to see why that looks messy. So tower, cone and background, that will all go to merge layers, and then we're going to go to brightness, because we're going into the depths of the jungle. So I'm going to up the brightness on that. I'm going to blur it. And then I'm going to change the colour. So there we go. Right, so that's the background done. I think, guys, I'm going to call it quits here. I've been streaming for 2 hours 51 minutes, and I think so far so good with this frame. Yo, Crimson Temple, you've just joined as I'm about to end. Isn't that always the way with some people? Oh, have a sip of tea. Looking very dapper, thank you very much. So yeah, so far that's what we've got unfinished at the moment. But we'll go. Oh, wait, maybe there's one more thing I need to do. Take this painting I did, because this was part of the same image. Well, this is the part of the same place. Just copy that. Bring that up to here. Oh god. I wanted to do this before I forget, because I was thinking about doing it. Because these trees... they are actually just here. Kind of like that. I just get rid of the white. And that will sort of help me gauge where that is in the frame previously where we saw it. Let me just change the perspective and then I'll be heading off. Yeah, kind of like that. So then we get the Okay, right, I'm going to leave it there for now, guys. So I will be back live streaming after my trip to Japan. I don't think I'm going to have time to squeeze another one in before I leave for 2 weeks. So, I don't know. I think this might be the last one, but if not, I'd say just check my Twitter. I'll tweet out when I'm going to live stream next. But I'm in Japan for 2 weeks in 6 days time, and I'll be working on storyboards for this in the meantime. For those of you who wish to help, please go over to the Patreon page and donate if you can. I don't know if you can see me. I'm actually inside the tiny little platform. You can see me just above the yellow and black swipe. There you go. I'm waving. Hello. Yeah, if you can go over to the Patreon and donate, that would be most helpful in helping me create this series. Those of you who have donated so far, it really has been helping, like majorly, and that's good. And the more the merrier. I fully understand right now that people are trusting a vision they can't see when they support the project. When episode 1 drops, I feel like people are going to see like what they're sort of helping to support. If you actually can't help with the donating to the cause, please spread the word about it. You know, send people to the Patreon. The link's just there. Spread that link around, and the sooner, you know, if I hit the goal that I'm asking for on there, I'll be working on this like all the time. But that'll be full steam ahead basically after my trip back from Japan. Yeah. The Ceratosaurus said, I made it to a live stream. Hope you have fun in Japan. Good luck. No worries, thank you. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming to today's stream. Thank you, Sam Neill, for the donations. And yeah, I hope everyone has a good night. I'll see you later. Bye.